Although I'm now living in San Diego, I was born and raised in Youngstown, Ohio. I was born in a small green house on Jefferson Street, and later we moved to a larger red brick home on Crandall Avenue. And now, later in my life, I'm really thankful that I've had a wonderful upbringing. And I was part of a very loving family and an extended family. And wow, how I loved getting together with my cousins as we celebrated those special events together as families.
And the dreams that you dream of once in a lullaby.
And now, after a successful business career, I get to live in sunny San Diego. So, for your pleasure and your participation, I'm now creating this website to enlighten, to entertain, to engage, and to captivate everyone's imagination about people and places, so that you feel empowered to participate by posting and blogging. The site contains a puzzle of memories and a treasure trove of movies and pictures to stimulate your imagination. Its other function is not only to talk about the Medalsing family and their friends, but to connect people who might have experienced similar or related events, like when I broke my leg on my way to a skiing trip to Boise, Idaho, and to visit my daughter Susan. Going back home and visiting family and friends in those special times and needs. Enjoying and taking delight in those special spots.
Dreams that you dare to, oh why can't I?
Oh, and I'm really glad to be able to show you some 8mm movies that my father made when we were growing up. Thanks for those memories, Dad. Stories about our grandparents and other relatives who bravely immigrated from Europe.
Chimney top, that's where you find me, oh, somewhere over the rainbow, way up high. And the dreams that you dare to, why can't I?
In putting this website together, I've had a lot of time to think and contemplate about my life and how lucky and fortunate I've been. You'll meet many of the interesting characters I came into contact with while working at the 3M company. I also had a lot of other interesting jobs, and I count my blessings and thank the Lord for sending me a beautiful Hungarian lady by the name of Hojnalka to be by my side for the rest of my life. Not bad for a hunkie from Youngstown. I often think about Hungary, the time I lived there, and the many interesting things that happened to me. What a thrill it was to visit relatives and experience different ethnic traditions. Visit those special places you read about. Yes, and discover food that you would die for. And libation that only the Hungarians can make. And you'll have the opportunity to meet many of my good Hungarian friends and hear about their stories and their interesting lives.
Dreams that you dream of.
I have some great stories about Father Joe Rujak from Youngstown, Ohio, who you see here. His visit to Budapest, we had a few beers and we enjoyed some great food and company and talked about life. I've created stories about working in the steel mills while making money for my college education. Stories about childhood friends who meant a lot to me while I was growing up.
Dreams really do come true.
In closing out this short video, I hope some of you can relate in your own way to some of these videos. How lucky I was to find this old roll of 35mm film, about 60 years old, that had never been developed.
where trouble melts like lemon drops. High above the chimney top, that's where you find me. Oh, somewhere over the rainbow, bluebirds fly, and the dreams that you dare to, oh why can't I? Oh, someday I wish upon a star, wake up where the clouds are far behind me, where trouble melts like a lemon drops. High above the chimney top, that's where you find me. Oh, somewhere over the rainbow.
So I hope you'll come back often and enjoy the Madasi family across the generations.
The dreams that